Just like when I say hashtag Wise playing 19 with the Red Wings, this is the Brad Holmes show.
And D-Mac, that's a great segue.
You're welcome.
Because I'm going to commandeer the floor here for a minute because I have an official statement on Brad Holmes. And what's been going on with free agency, obviously we know what he's done through the draft and all those things. And for the people, and I saw a faction of these folks on Twitter yesterday that were upset that they moved on from Jamal Williams. And you know what, folks? You can't have it both ways. You like the villain sweatshirt and all that kind of stuff? Then at times, the time comes to where you have to act like a villain. And that's what Brad Holmes is doing. The David Montgomery signing for me is significant. Maybe the most significant signing that Brad Holmes has made so far for this one reason. Things have changed here. Things have changed. We're not paying you for what you did. You're either part of the plan or you're not. You either want to be here or you don't. And that's it. And if you're not here for it, then you're in the way. And guess what? They're moving on. They're moving on from Jamal Williams. In his estimation, a better player was available at a similar number, so that's what he went with. It's not about feelings. It's not about what people did last year. It's about what are you going to do now? This is something that this organization hasn't done for 60-plus years. It's not about a feel-good story. It's about winning and who it takes to win with. And hard decisions have to be made. And if you're good at your job, you make those hard decisions. So you want that? You want the villain sweatshirts, and you want signings in free agency, and you want names that pop and moves that dazzle. Well, guess what? There you go. You got it. And for the anti-Brad Holmes faction out there that says, well, he can't get it done in free agency and stuff like that, are you not entertained now? Are you not entertained? You can go with 35-year-old names and do all that kind of stuff. He's interested in winning football games and winning a division with a team that's the betting favorite to win the division. And he wants to put them up to the top. And he wants to win playoff games and compete for championships. And he's made those moves. Are they sexy? Did they make you feel good? Maybe not. You know what they all are? They're good football players. And I know we love the anime and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and I know we love the crying in the post-game interview. Yeah. And I get it. And that's cool. But guess what? It's about winning. It's not about feeling good. I've been starved for this with this organization. Forever. I've been starved for this. No more soft Damian Woody contracts and stuff like that. Dogs! Get dogs in here! We're going after this now. It's set. He's ready to roll, D-Mac. Let Brad Holmes cook.
I don't even understand the question about really the contract. He sat here and said, what is Jamal Williams going to get, right? 2 years, $8 million, $8.5, whatever. And you're paying a 3-year, $6 million against the cap for a running back that you've seen in your division, that you've played against at least 4 times, that you know what it is. To me, this is Brad Holmes going, I want this guy. Right behind, there was a stat about yards after the hit or taking hits or whatever like this, where David Montgomery was top of the league. You look at, here's the one thing. Do you think, here's the question you have to answer. The touchdowns that Jamal Anderson provided you yesterday, and there was a great, if you go on Twitter, somebody put up a great stat about how long his runs were.
They were all 1 and 2 yards.
17, 12, 7, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, right? David Montgomery runs hard downhill too. Can we agree that he is one of the under the radar running backs in the league? Because every time he runs hard downhill, right? He ain't your side to side guy. He's your power guy that can run through guys. So to me, do you give up any goal line, any short yardage with this running back? Absolutely not. You probably improve because he can be in there in different situations for all 3 downs. To me, at the end of the day, it's like I feel about Steve Yzerman. Brad Holmes made this decision. It's his call. I trust him. He knows better. What you're talking about is we're here to win now. It ain't the same old lines about guys coming here just to get that last contract. That's why Slay's not coming back, guys, because we're not that place anymore. This was 5 years ago. You can expect him to come back, but now it's different. And the things that Brad Holmes is doing with the salary cap, exactly what you said. Let him cook.
One
Let him cook.
funky Lions fans. Jamal Williams equals Brandon Inge. I wouldn't quite go that far.
Yeah.
But
You brought up the great point.
But it's in the same cookbook, though, Spenny. It
Pretty
is.
similar, yes.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
That's okay.
You brought up the great point, right? You look at what Saquon Barkley, 10 million, Christian McCaffrey's 11 million. Is David Montgomery 60% of these guys or their production or whatever? Absolutely.
Can he do what Jamal Williams did last year? I would say more efficiently.
More, you can do more.
100%?
Yeah.
Like what?
This is what you've done, right? In my opinion, right? The DeAndre Swift question about availability doesn't matter because you got a guy that's going to play all the downs. Now, are you a better team with Swift? Yes, you are because what he brings to the lineup. But this only makes him better. But it's not going to be when you miss Swift, you miss that much out of the running game because David Montgomery's proved that he can be that runner in this league.
No, and WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Detroit Sports Talk says, then why did he keep Anzalone? He's a bum. Oh, you mean the dude that was in the top 20 in the league in tackles last year? Real quick.
And didn't you answer that yesterday? Because is Anzalone 1/4 of Trey Edmonds where you're not going to pay your guy?
Yes, he is.
Right?
And there's a Trey Edmonds simp in this room that agreed with that statement.
Absolutely. Where you got him at 25% to put everything around him so you were able to go get Mosley and Sutton and sign Montgomery and do all this other stuff. The Anzalone thing makes sense because you can explain the why. You can explain the why. And that was the guy that, okay, so he got overpaid or you're upset about what had to go in. But enabling him to go there enables you to put the rest of the team around it.
And look, I'll go back to it too. And I'll bring in Spenny because Spenny's a big Levante David guy, as am I.
Yeah.
Who had more tackles last year, Spenny?
So am I.
Alex Anzalone,
Anzalone
had more tackles than Levante David. I'm not saying he's a better player. I'm saying it's the ballpark, man. And whatever you want to say, like this coaching staff that everybody loves, AG, Aaron Glenn, your words, everybody. You love this staff. Anzalone was top 20 tackler in the league in his defense. So why would you not value that? To say he's, quote, a bum, that's misinformed.
He had a great year last year.
He did. He had a great year. Now, could there be some regression to the mean? Certainly there could be. Or could it be that the coaching staff realized how to work with him and let him cook? Could it be? I'm just asking the question. Is that a possibility?
It is. Very possible.
So maybe that's it, guys. Let Brad Holmes cook. What is he not giving you? For real, that's a real question. D-Mac, what is he not giving the people? What is he not giving this franchise? I was starving for draft hits.
A playoff victory. That's
Loading.
Exactly, but
Loading.
We're on
the
our way.
betting favorite to win the division.
It just takes time. I mean, we see what Brad Holmes is building, what he has built, moving towards the draft. So, I mean, you look at all the moves that are made, and obviously, being a big part of it and making moves that improves your team, right? Like David Montgomery behind this offensive line, right? Where you could do that. What would Jamal Williams' numbers be behind the Chicago line last year? You know what I'm saying? That there's no comparison that you improved yourself at running back. It also tells me that you're probably out for a running back in the first or second round. Maybe you pick somebody up later in the draft, but no corner, no running back, defense, or offensive line, defensive line, offensive line. He's showing you how he's gonna cook, and he's making the money work.
And I'm calling an audible on the fly for the next segment too, because guys, I see the path. I see the path in the draft right now, and it's making my britches tingle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I see the path. We can blow this thing up. We can blow this thing up. Spenny, I'm on one right now.
What's your birthday? You're allowed.
Yeah, well, it's great. Guys, this is where I'm coming from with this, though. And again, I see some negativity out there. I'm salty. Says I don't want to hear this ish when he's not available in the middle of the year. Hey, we gonna see. I'm salty. We gonna see. Is he gonna take the same type of punishment here that he took in Chicago? No, he's not. We will see. And oh, by the way, I'm going to double down on your running back, too, as we take a spin through the first round of the draft now, and I want everybody's input on where you're going. with it because I think we can have that talk now. I think it's time to have that talk because we've kind of seen the dust. I think we've seen the dust settle for the Detroit Lions as far as free agency goes this year, and we can see the path. And Brandon Katz says Brad Holmes hasn't won a single playoff game. Well, again, it's hard to win playoff games when your highest paid free agents are Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins. You can tell me what you think. I'm telling you what we know because those two were the Lions' highest paid free agents last year. And guess where they didn't play? Here. That's factual.
Sexual.
That's past factual. That's sexual right there, Brett. You can't argue that point. You can't argue that point. You're gonna tie up 10%, almost 10% of someone's salary cap on two dudes that don't play. Tell me more. Tell me more about how you're supposed to win.